What's going on? What is going on? It is your boy Smooth Blaze, and I'd like to welcome you back to Walking with a Purpose, embracing the journey before you reach the destination. Now, before we get into all the major points for this week, please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Also, hit that notification bell, select all, so you will not miss one video. Now, a couple weeks ago, what we discussed was what needs to be done. Learning how to strategize a plan to evaluate the things that we're working on to ensure that we get the results that we're getting. Now, for this week, for episode 3, the question that we have to ask ourselves is, can I handle the pressure? Can I handle the pressure? And that brings back to the idea of the art of resilience. In life, you got to be resilient about a lot of things, personally, professionally, even in various situations. So that's very important to continue to handle and deal with pressure. Now, what have I learned about myself? I take it a day at a time. I don't overload myself with so many things because I know a lot of things going on. One day at a time, 1 hour at a time, to make sure that I hit my points. Focus on what you can control. It's so easy to lose focus when there are so many things around you that are all out of whack. Pray about those things. Just focus on what you can't control at this point. Pray about things you can't. We mentioned that already. Getting a game plan for what you need. You have to plot, plan, and strategize to get the things that you're trying to get done. Lastly, understanding that I am not alone. We feel like we're alone a lot of times when we're under pressure, under trials and tribulations, tough times, and times where it's kind of going well. But you have to realize there's people out here doing the same thing and going through the similar things that we just don't understand because we don't talk or communicate about it. So, what are some healthy habits that I can create for myself? 1, writing down weekly or daily a list. Every week, what I do for every week is that I put together a list, right? And as I'm putting together this list, I document what I do Monday through Friday, Monday through Sunday, and each of those hours break down what I can do to see that I'm making progress. Another thing will be taking full advantage of breaks. When you're at work, when you're at home, when you're trying to get your house straight, to get whatever straight, or you take care of your business, make time just to relax and chill. It's so important for you to make time for your mental health and for your physical health. Stay aware of outside distractions and conflict. Conflict and outside distractions come with the territory. You just have to learn how to deal with the situation, understand the importance in understanding that they're gonna always be there, but know how to navigate through these spaces. Reading books to give you a different perspective. I'm challenging myself to find books that will be able to read so I can get my mind together. In addition to that, I want to do that quarterly. So that means once every 3 months, I'm got one book that I read so that I can keep my mind flowing and keep my mind open to different perspectives. Lastly, create a schedule that takes care of you physically and mentally for your health. If you haven't already, try to get you somebody that you can talk to professionally, or get a person that you may be comfortable with talking about different things to ensure that you can weed out things and find strategies to get through. Physical health, I mean going to the gym, going to the track, eating right. Those things help to keep the longevity for yourself. So those are some of the habits that I've created for myself to get to that point where I can elevate and do my thing. Time management. When we think about time, time goes by every second. We almost at the end of the year. We almost at the end of December. It's crazy. So the first thing you have to ask is, when pressure comes, how well do you utilize your time? And also, do you spend your time wisely when you have a deadline you have to meet? This could be dealing with work. This could be dealing with personal. We understand that pressure gonna come, but we gotta be able to fight against those things and be able to stay strong between that in order to get to where we gotta get to. So your time that you spend is very vital during those pressurized situations. So in those pressurized situations, how can you get to that point where no matter what happens, you stay in there and never move? So you have to understand that. Relationships. When you think about your circle, ask these two questions. Who gives you the best advice during pressure situations? And are you connected with people who fold under pressure or thrive? These are important. In pressure situations, you should have someone or something that you go to. It could be your faith. That's fine. It could be an individual that you respect or mentor. That's fine, to help you get through those situations. But you got to always remember this. When you look at your circle of people, do a lot of your people reflect thriving, or do they fold? Because if you got a circle full of people that fold, you might want to move around from them, because it's going to eventually rub off on you, and you don't want that. Next will be your money, financial management. We are in the height of inflation. However, how well do you deal with your finances? One, in addition to that, do you ever have to decide between groceries or putting gas in the car? Because at the end of the day, man, one thing that I notice is that everything is high. Gas is high, food is high, milk is high. Everything, meat, it doesn't matter what it is so high. So you at a crossroads with yourself, because you look like, all right, I gotta have gas for this week. In addition to that, man, I still gotta eat. So how can I cut this? How can I spend here and then still be able to do this? It's just, okay, in addition to that, as far as driving, if I'm out already, what spots I can hit on this side of town before I just go home and I ain't coming out? It's just finding different, more effective and efficient ways to manage your money wise and be able to capitalize on that so that you could be in a better position. Because it's hard out for everybody, but we have to find ways to navigate. Next and finally, one of the final things will be your faith level. There are two things you have to ask yourself when it comes to that. And I'm talking to me as well. In times of uncertainty, do we forget who's in control? And really, have we lost sight that God already knows our future and what it looks like? Then faith is the substance of things you can't see, but you believe that it's going to happen. Speaking things, manifest, these are all these different words that people use. But as you really look into the idea of your faith level, you have to understand that no matter what you're going through, no matter what is going on personally for you at this point in time, it's only for a season. So you have to always remember, lean not on your own understanding. Allow God to dictate where you're moving and how you should move. Do not get discouraged because things don't turn out the way that you assume they should turn out. We pray and ask God for things, but in actuality, when we pray and ask God for all these things, it may not be the way that we want it to present. So we have to be prepared for that. But we have to always understand, He controls what's going on. Chill. Do what you can, but allow God to be your direction. So as we reflect over all these different areas, the faith side, the relationship, your circle, your healthy habits, what you learn about yourself, money, time, when we look at all these things, what is our next move? How can we stay resilient? These are some tips that I will use for myself, but you can use for you. 1, understand you're in a temporary season. These tough times ain't gonna last all the time. It's just temporary. Good times ain't lasting all the time. It's temporary. Next, God will protect you from seen and unseen dangers. You always have the protection of God regardless of what you're going through. So don't get so discouraged at this moment in time. Next, you need a solid circle to keep you afloat. Being a Lone Ranger is cool and whatever, but you got to have people in your circle, men and women, that can call you out on your stuff and keep you accountable. Time waits for no one, and always make room for growth, maturity with your finances. Time is something that we'll never get back. So capitalize on the best way you can. As far as money, learn and grow your money. Learn how your money is supposed to be used. It's a tool that can get you from A to B. Do you realize that in the situations where you pay off certain things, it feels like you're giving yourself a raise? So maximize on what you have so you can get to that point. Lastly, embrace who you are. Stop trying to be like everybody else. Be you. Be the genuine person you are. And if nobody else like it, it is what it is. You're going to find people that will. So stay in your lane, do what you got to do. But as we close, I would like to thank you for taking time out to check my channel. Please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell, select all, so you will not miss one video. Now, before we go to a close, remember this phrase that I use all the time, but it's very inspirational. We cannot control the hand that was dealt for us, but we can move with purpose. It is your boy, Smooth Blaze, and I'm signing out.